The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hey guys, welcome to the Juice Plus VIP Super Training Series, Session 1 of 3. I'm excited to bring everyone together today as we look at the science of three main areas of Juice Plus. We bring together the awesome systems that John Pilato has created over the last 3-4 years with his Team JP Uni. We take on board the leadership skills and abilities of Nick Ritchie, and then we take that and we add a flavor of neuro-linguistic programming and my own business experience and skills to bring to you some information unlike any you would have heard about Juice Plus before. If you're listening to me now, then I'm guessing that you're a part of my team or Nick's team, or maybe even both. And I'm excited to share with you some strategies today in a way that no one has yet delivered. So those of you I haven't had the opportunity to speak with yet, my name is Jason Grossman, and if I haven't yet had the opportunity to speak with you, I'd love the opportunity in the very near future. Now, today what I'm going to be going through is only going to go through about 20-30 minutes, okay, and we'll have an opportunity for you to ask questions at the end. I'm going to skip all the fluff and get straight into the nitty-gritty because I understand that's what you guys are here for today. You don't need inspiration or motivation. You want real how to pick up 5 customers each week, and that's why we're here today. How can we grow our business 5 customers every single week? How can we have an impact in 5 people's lives at such a deep level every single week? And over the next 3 weeks, we're going to be bringing together what I believe to be the 3 main key focuses for growing a successful Juice Plus franchise. That brings us to today, day 1, which is obviously going through and understanding how to use the Google list, the contact list specifically, in a way that John Pilato created it to be used. And with the 100 franchisees in my downline, I reckon there's maybe a handful of people, maybe max, that have gone through with John Pilato and using it effectively. Also today I'm going to be talking to you about the specific step-by-step process that I use with all my team that are fitness professionals to pick up 5 to 10 customers in their very first week. And I'm going to use the nutrition assessment strategy that John Pilato has used put together in the Team JP Uni, and I'm also going to share with you some cool NLP strategies and sales tactics to make it even easier for you to get to direct and then senior direct and get your team to do the same. I'm also going to be talking to you about the most critical components of building your franchise, which is obviously becoming a qualified business and getting 40 customers, and also how to build your team. And I'm going to share with you one little strategy on how to upsell your existing customers to franchisees as well. So today, that's my intention, is to share with you some specific strategies unlike you've ever been exposed to before. That if you begin to use these strategies over the upcoming weeks, I guarantee you're going to see a massive shift in your momentum and how many customers and how many team you bring on board over the upcoming weeks. Next week, what I'm going to be sharing with you is I'm going to be sharing with you how to set up a Juice Plus event and a regular monthly Juice Plus event, which you and all your team want to be doing. We're going to talk about how to set up the presentation, how to do the close with some NLP cool strategies, and how to market it. And then the following week, we're going to talk about the specific training strategies and structure that John Pilato has put together in the Team JP Uni, and then also applying some NLP teaching skills to that as well. So if you stick with me and listening closely over the next 30 minutes, I do talk fast and I'm going to move quickly. I am recording this, so you will have access to this recording within the next 7 days. I will post it on the Team JP group and I'll email it to each of you guys as well. Feel free to use it with all your downline. It's delivered in a way where the next 3 weeks are essentially the first 3 weeks of training for your new Juice Plus franchisees. I am going to skip the certain aspects of the first week training, like signing up a new customer and signing up a new franchisee and a few others. And I'm going to get to the most important. I believe that to grow your Juice Plus business successfully, and many people in a team that are growing really rapidly believe so, and part of the reason why I've managed to get to a senior sales coordinator quite quickly with such a minimal amount of work is because of the focus. The 80-20 principle that John Pilato speaks about quite frequently, that 80% of our actions will lead to 20% of our results and vice versa. I believe that the 20% of the actions that will lead to 80% of your results are the following 3 things. 1 is your Google contact list and your nutrition assessment strategy with your clients, especially for fitness professionals. If you use this strategy effectively, this is going to be the second most powerful strategy to grow your customers extremely fast, and it will be the most effective way to grow them in the first few weeks. The second is your monthly Juice Plus events. Even if it's only 2 or 3 people, imagine you just give everything you've got to change those people's lives, and they bring back more and more and more, and then it grows. That's going to be the fastest way for you to grow your customer base. And then 3 is to duplicate this by bringing on board team members and training them effectively in these systems and in these key performance indicators, or these main focuses. Imagine if everyone in your downline was just doing that. Every month was doing a Juice Plus event and growing every month. Okay, and you assisted them and walked them through that step by step on setting up a presentation, how to market it, and how to close as well. You were to show them how to use the Google contact list and speak to 2 new people every single day and follow up 2 people every day, which means we speak to 4 people about the opportunity every single day, what that will mean for your business. What will it mean to share with them if they're all using the nutrition assessment properly and effectively as well to their full capacity, like John Pilato meant them to be. And thirdly, imagine if everyone in your frontline was training their team effectively as well. And that's what the next 3 weeks is about. So let's talk about the Google contact list. So you've just brought on board a new franchisee, and we know that we don't just want to direct people to our website to sign them up for themselves. We want to receive and get their details so we can do it for them. We always do that. So I usually just say something along the lines, I'll tell you what, look, I'm sure you're busy, and to save your time, I'll do it all for you. Just simply send me XYZ, what the details are, so the date of birth, the license, the credit card, the name, the email, the address, and so forth. I'll send it in a Facebook message. Just send me those details and I'll sign them up. I'll sign you up tonight. And that's for product as well as team members. I just want to focus on and expose one part which I've noticed a lot of people forget or miss sometimes, which is that it's important to remember that when you sign someone up as a new franchisee, that straight away you also order their product separately straight after. You order it through yourself, and this is all in the Team JP Uni. You order it through yourself, and then you send an email, which is in the Team JP Uni. You can find all the information in there in week 1.1, okay, which everyone should be reading in their first week. Send an email to transfer it over to them. It's really important that they have their product within the first 5 days and they're welcome back. Okay, so imagine when we run a business, and for those of you that are listening to personal trainers, why is it important to have a prospect spreadsheet? Why is it important to track and monitor our leads? It's pretty simple, because how do you know what's going on in your business? There's so many times where I know that we get leads from all different angles that we forget about people. So we need some sort of plan, we need some sort of structure, we need some sort of contact list. So I'm going to go through and share with you the Google contact list strategy that John Pilato has created for you guys. And I had the opportunity to speak to John this morning about it and the other day, and gone through specifically step by step how he likes to use it and how the most successful people in his downline use it to its full potential as well. Okay, so what I want to do is you will notice that when you send an email, when you sign someone up as a franchisee, you then send an email to head office, and then when you receive a confirmation, with their login details for the Team JP Uni, what you want to do is obviously you send them the welcome letter. But in that email with their login details will also be a link to the Google contact list. Okay, and this can all be found in the Team JP University as well. And what you want to do is you want to go to that email and you want to click on that link. Okay. And what it will do is it will take you to this. It's going to share my screen. I just want to confirm that everyone can see my screen. So can you just raise your hand to confirm that you can see my screen, please? You should be able to see the Juice Plus contact list. And as I see your hands elevating now, I know that you can see this now. And as you look at the Google contact list, what will happen is you'll click on that link in that email and you'll come to this template. But what you want to do is you want to personalize it. Okay, again, this will be recorded, and you can find the step-by-step process in the Team JP Uni. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask me, Nick, or John. So you click on the login email link, and you'll end up here. Then what you want to do is you want to go to File, and unfortunately, for some reason, it's not letting me something through my laptop, but you can see here, Make a Copy. I'm going to walk you through it anyway, so maybe take some notes, and you can re-listen to this recording. You're going to click on Make a Copy here. Okay, and then what will happen? A dialog box will pop up, and if maybe some of you can find that email now, or find one of your contact lists now, you can go through this process as we speak. So a dialog box will pop up, And what you want to do is you want to rename that dialog box to team member, to whatever your team member's name is. Okay, so Nick Ritchie, and you'll change to the name and personalize it. Then at the right-hand corner, you'll see there's a share button. See up here, you've got this blue button, share. You'll click on the blue share button. Okay, and then what you'll do is you'll change the sharing properties to anyone with a link can edit. You'll change the sharing properties to anyone with a link can edit. And if anyone has a contact list there, you can follow through and walk through yourself. Then you'll click on done. Okay, then what you'll do is obviously there's a URL link. This is a URL link up here for this template. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to copy that URL link and you're going to send it to your new team member. Okay, you're going to send it to your new team member that same day. As soon as you get the login details, you're going to send them in the welcome email. You're going to send them a link to their personalized Google contact list. And what you're going to do is you're actually going to schedule your first training session with them for within 5 days. And you're going to ask them to just simply, if they're a personal trainer, put all the names and numbers of all their PT clients in here. Just put all their clients. We're going to work up to 150. I spoke to John about this, and he agrees this is a great strategy so that way you don't feel overwhelmed and go, I don't know 150 people. We're going to start with just your clients. So you've got 20 PT clients. You just put all the 20 PT clients in there, have them update that. Okay. Now you can have access to this at all time. So what you want to do here is you're probably thinking, well, that's great, but I've got 10 team members. What am I going to do with all their Google contact lists? Well, obviously I can right-click on this, and I can go to bookmark this page, and I can add it to my bookmarks or my favorites, depending on what system you're using or laptop or computer you're using. Then you can create a file and have all your Google contacts under the names of your franchisees in that file. So even if there's 10, that's fine. Now the cool thing is you can access that and make changes or edit that anytime you want. So when you get to a point where you're doing group conferences and you're doing team training, while you're speaking to them over the phone, you can be looking at the same sheet and you can be sharing that. Okay. Again, if you have any questions in this process, please write them down and save them to the end. Now, I just want to ask, how many people that are listening right now are actually doing this and sending that to their downline? I didn't even know about this until last week properly, about sending it to the downline personalized. Imagine if all of your new franchisees were to just write in their clients. Now, what if they're not a personal trainer? Okay. Well, maybe start them off at a smaller amount. Get them to write in 20 or 30 names. Just get them to write their immediate friends, family, and contacts in there who they believe may or may not be interested in Juice Plus. And that will at least set them up for the next week. Because what we want to do is we want to get them to direct pretty quickly. I like to get people direct in the first week, if not second week, which we know is around 6 customers. Okay, so that way we can get them moving towards the senior direct and the 717. I'm not going to spend too much time on that today. I think everyone that's in this understands about the 5.1, the 717, and so forth. And we really want to focus on the nitty-gritty of this. So what do we do? Okay, so what happens is that team member will send back, well, they don't need to send it, we'll have access to this. So we do our first team training session. We go through the elements that we're going through today, the nutrition assessment, the Google contact list. We also go through how to sign up a new team member, how to sign up a franchisee, and also go through and help them set up their website. And I believe any time that they do something for the first time, I want to be there. So I tell everyone I'm available after 8 p.m. So feel free to give me a call after 8 p.m. Just text me, make sure I'm free. Okay, and then we can go through it and I'll walk you through signing up your first customer. I'll walk you through signing up your first team. Then you can teach them how to fish, and then they can do that themselves from there on in, and you know that they're doing that correctly as well. Okay, and then you can make sure that they're sending the emails to head office, and they're ordering their customers and all the welcome letter, and that's been done properly as well. So I think that process is pretty clear. But again, imagine if you have 5 franchisees and they're all using this with 150 names. Yeah, that's a lot of prospects. So think of how many downline or team members you have right now that are probably not using this. Imagine if you were to, over the next week or two, just go through and clean up and get all of your team members to start using this, add it to your own files, and keep each other accountable to using this list. It really does work. We use it in our PT business. We use it in big business. Why not in our Juice Plus business if you want to take it serious? If you're serious about growing your Juice Plus business, I'm guessing most people that are listening to me right now are committed to working up to NMD. And it's going to be a bit of a journey. If you're serious about getting to NMD, regardless whether you believe or not or what you like or don't like doing, these systems work. John Pilato, Nick Ritchie, and myself can vouch for them. They work incredibly well. When you tie them all in together and you use these on a consistent basis and keep everybody in your downline accountable to using this, okay, and have your upline keep you accountable, it's going to make a massive difference to the growth of your business. Okay, so let's look at an example here. I've asked John Pilato if we can use Peter Conroy's, and he said yes. Peter Conroy has an incredible conversion rate and has really managed to use this incredibly successful. I asked John who he believed in his team, or in his entire downline, who he believed had used this to its full potential. And some of you have probably seen how fast Peter Conroy has grown his customer base, which we're going to go through in shortly. It's incredible how fast he's grown. So what do we do? So let's say what we want to do is we want to explain, this is the process and how to use a Google contact list. So in here, all we do is we put the name. Okay, so what we do here is we type the name of the customer. Okay, let's type in, we've got Bryce listening, let's type in, do we get a black one? They're going to make me change it. Let's type in Bryce. Okay, we don't have a lot of time to do that, so I'm just going to use the example here. So we type in, say, Graham Fuller, okay, and it will be black. Okay, then what we do, so we type in the 20 or 30 clients here. So let's say we've got 20 clients, we type them all in black there. There are our clients. In the first session, you're going to get them to fill out the nutrition assessment and use that process, which we're going to go through in a moment. Okay, and that's going to be the process that we're going to use to upsell and convert these prospects into customers or team. That's what we're going to go through in a moment and bridge the gap. Okay, so then what we want to do is we want to share the opportunity with each of those customers within the first week. So in your first training session with your new franchisee, they will already have their list with all their clients. Their goal, and the way I like to get them working, is in the next 7 days between now and our second training session, because you're going to have weekly training sessions with all your team members. If you've already got groups, then bring them into groups. You don't have to meet with everyone individually. You can do it all as a group. If you haven't gone through all this yet, maybe bring them all together and do it as group training start from week 1, like I did recently 3 or 4 weeks ago. Okay, so put 20 clients in there. You teach them the nutrition assessment process. Again, we're going to go through at the moment. Okay, and then once they share the opportunity with all their clients, they'll just type in yes. Now it's really important you type yes because John Pilato's got the equation set up so that the yes or no will determine the conversion rates, which we'll talk about in a moment. Okay, so you're just going to type yes. I shared it. And then what you're going to do is when you type yes, let's say we type yes here, okay, we need to follow up. So to know that we need to follow up, what we're going to do is we're going to make this yellow. See how this one's yellow? Okay, so we're going to type yes here and we're going to make this one yellow. Okay, and that lets us know we need to follow up. Then the following day, what we're going to do is we're going to contact that person. If you can do it face-to-face, preferably, yes. If not, over the phone. Worst case, through social media or Facebook. Okay. Then what you're going to do is, obviously, they're going to be interested or not. And again, I'm going to tie in the rest of this process with nutrition assessment shortly. If they are interested, then obviously you're going to capture their details, and you're going to sign them up, and then you'll type in yes here again. Okay. Then what you'll do is these are no longer a prospect, so you'll just make them all grey and put a line through them like this Alison here. So this person here is a customer now of Peter's. So what you'll notice is all the black people, all the black people. I apologise for anyone that doesn't know me. Okay, so all the black people on here, Graham Fuller. Okay, ideally are people that are still prospects that we need to speak to. Once they're grey, they're no longer prospects. We don't want them to stand out. We don't need to speak to them. And the yellow here means we need to follow up on them. So just remember that. They go in as black, as prospects. Okay, we write in if we're shared or not with them. If we need to follow up on them, we make them yellow. So we just need to spend 2 or 3 minutes on this each day. Really simple. Okay, once we follow up, we'll either put yes or no in here, and it will calculate our conversion rates up here. Okay, I think it's pretty self-explanatory. You can see on the left-hand side here, you've got customer prospects, and here you've got your team prospects, Okay, you can see on here Peter's got a fair few. So over the 4 weeks, I like to build to 150. So in the session 1, your new franchisee, if they're a fitness professional, will have all their clients in there. The second week, I get them to put in all their ex-clients and prospects, which will normally top it up to 40, 50, 60. The third week, I'll get them to top it up to 100 with people they know. And then the fourth week, get them to top it up to 150. That way we're not just going 150 people and freaking out from the PTs. And then they've got 150 people. And we know that if we have a 30%, 20 to 30% conversion rate, as long as this conversion rate here is between 20 and 30%, that if you have, once you hit 150 names and all your team has 150 names, once you've approached all those, we know that it's going to give us our 40 customers to become a qualified business, which opens up the 4% bonus, the extra 4% bonus for us, right? So now once you sign up a customer, you'll sign them up, remember, for them and let them know that that's done if they're just a customer. What you're going to do is you're going to go down here to your qualifying chart, and you're just going to put your customer in here, because when you can see here there's 40 customers here. It lets you know that you're at your qualified business. Okay, and it's really important, and then you can just go in here, you can see how many customers you are, and there's a few extra surprises in there which John set up for you as well, which you'll see as you build your customers. So it might pay to update your contact Google list between now and, actually everyone that's listening to me, between now and our next training session next week, if everyone can update their Google contact list, okay, and put all your customers in there and put all your prospects in there as well, and we're going to start using that. Remember with your contacts, the goal is really simple. The goal is just to normally approach 2 people each day and follow up 2 people each day. But I think that's a little bit slow in the beginning. Wouldn't you agree that you want to get your team members, your new team members, off to a flying start? Imagine getting them to direct in the first week and getting the 717 and senior direct in 3 weeks. Joshua, I'm not sure if Joshua was online, but Joshua recently did that. Within 3 weeks of Joshua starting, he hit his 717, had 2 team members that had already hit direct, and one of those team members already had a team member, all in 3 weeks. And all you need to do is put in a minimum of 2 to 3 hours a week. These systems are leveraged in a way where you can maintain your primary focus on your fitness business, okay, and then just allocate 2 to 3 hours, maybe maximum 5 hours a week for Juice Plus, and that is all you need. But it's consistency. Tony Robbins talks about the most important, he believes the most important key to success is, he talks about CANI, okay, which is constant, never-ending improvement, which means every single day is improving, doing a little bit more, growing financially, growing in our relationships, becoming healthier, growing with our personal development, becoming an athlete of the mind through reading and audios and so forth. And Nick preaches this really well. Okay, all right, so that's your Google contact list. If you're not yet using this or have your team using this, one, I suggest that you update yours ASAP and start using it daily. I mean, how can you get your team to do it if you're not doing it? And lead by example. And then what you want to do is you want to organize in your next training session. If you don't have training sessions with everyone yet, you need to organize them for next week. And can everyone make sure that their team are doing this as of next week? I see a massive month in January, and I really want to see everyone fast track. December 15th, head office are reopening fast track entries, which means if you've fallen out or if you're currently doing the cumulative process, a cumulative method, and you're not a sales coordinator yet, you can re-enter into either the senior direct or the sales coordinator re-entry, and you can then open up your bonus as well for your $300, $600 bonus. I'm going to talk to each of and every one of you over the next few weeks about re-entering into that and all getting your bonuses up for January and getting your promotions moving. Well, I hope that gives you some more information on how to utilize the Contact Google list. If you're not using this, you really are missing out. It might seem like a bit of work or a bit confusing or a bit overwhelming. Honestly, it only takes 2 to 3 minutes a day. And once you get all your team doing this, it's an extremely powerful tool for the 2 and 2 each day. And I like to get the first week, I like to get 5 to 10 customers in that first week, and I'm going to share that with you now. Okay. So once you've got the Google contact list set up, you've had your first week training session. You've gone through the Google contact list. In your first week training session with the new franchisee, you also need to teach them, especially if they're a personal trainer, how to use a nutrition assessment. If I could share with you a really simple and effective way to ensure that 3 or 4 out of every of your 5 clients that you have right now, you could get them signed up as customers the next week or 2, would that be okay? What would it mean for your Juice Plus business if 50 to 75% of your current PT clients were Juice Plus customers? Why are they not is my question. And the reason why they're probably not is we haven't yet offered them enough information or benefits or showed them why they really need it. And we know, and Tony Robbins talks about it as well, that let's look at weight loss. People only when the current lifestyle of being overweight becomes more painful than the journey they must embark upon to lose that weight, only when that becomes more painful will somebody act on losing 20, 30, 40, 50 kilos. Only when we become disturbed enough or experience enough pain will we become motivated enough to feel motivated enough and excited enough to take the action necessary to move towards what we want. The key to motivation, the first step, is moving away from pain, is igniting that pain, becoming disturbed. What are you missing out on by not being NMD? What are you missing out on by not creating enough passive income? or residual income to not have to work. Imagine if you were to use all these strategies and systems and we were to all work together as a team over the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years. Let's say it takes 5 years. You never have to work again, no matter what's happening in your business or job or whatever. How awesome would that be? What was that going to really mean for you? And, well, that's great, and that's warm and fuzzy. But let me ask you now, what really disturbs you about your current situation? Do you have debts? Do you have bills? Do you not get to travel or spend time with family or friends or loved ones? What are you missing out on by not building your Juice Plus? Okay? And by exposing that, it's the same as PT. When we expose the pain and we pour salt on the wound, okay, and we help people, educate them on and understanding how important this really is, it's kind of like when you're healthy, you don't realize how healthy you are. You get sick, right? You get the flu, and then you start getting better and go, holy crap, I didn't realize, how good I actually felt. It's good to feel good. So it's kind of like people don't need Juice Plus. People don't need personal training. They don't need it. You don't need your iPhone, but you bloody want it. Before you had an iPhone, did you care about an iPhone? No. If you don't have an iPhone, you probably have another smartphone or something. But now, could you imagine living out without your laptop or your iPhone, okay, for another week, 2 weeks, a month? Did you know once upon a time there were no laptops and iPhones? I wonder what they did. They didn't know what they were missing out on. So it's about the desire. It's about the want. It's about the pain. It's about pouring salt on it and then getting moved towards pleasure and then linking it, and that's the key. So I'm just going to spend the next 5 minutes, guys. We've got 5 to 10 minutes left. This is going to be the most important. This strategy, this process I'm about to go through with you, I've only gone through with a few people, and I've taken John Pilato's process and added some sales and NLP stuff to it as well. And if you choose to listening closely over the next 5 minutes, and if you remember nothing else of what I've said today, but you just choose to listening closely and remember the next 5 minutes, I guarantee if you use this strategy with the nutrition assessment, everybody listening right now is going to pick up a handful of customers in the next week, worst case. Okay, so once we've gone through that, we want to go through the nutrition assessment process. So it's in the Team JP Uni. Can everyone just, Connor and Bryce and Adam, if you're listening, if you can see the Team JP Uni, can you just raise your hand to confirm that you can see that website? I just want to make sure you can see it. Okay, so if you go to the Team JP University, okay, which I'm guessing you've all been to, now this is like John said, this is a university. For $137.50, you've got access to every system, every strategy, every article, every video, every tutorial that you need. You really want to enforce the fact that people will need to be spending half an hour, 2 hours going through this each week. Week 1, they want to be reading all this. But to get the nutrition assessment process, if you go to the basics here, and you go down to 2.2, building customers, you'll see here there's a section 2.2.3 for personal trainers, and you go to using the nutrition assessment to open a conversation about Juice Plus. Okay, if you don't use the nutrition assessment to try and get your PT clients on Juice Plus, personally I think you're crazy. Okay, so you can see on here when we go to this page, it has a strategy on how to use the nutrition assessment, and it has a link here to the nutrition assessment. Okay, so when we click on the nutrition assessment form, it will open up. Now, let's say you're in your first training session with your new franchisee, which you will be going through this process. You'll have a look at their Google contact list and see how many clients they have in there. Let's say they have 20. You want to make sure that you have that new franchisee print up all 20 of these nutrition assessments ready to go for their first week. Makes sense. They're going to be having sessions with all those clients, so surely they can get them to fill it out. So you can see here, this is a nutrition assessment here. Okay, now I think a lot of people focus on this in the wrong way. I think that the reason why this has been created is to make it easier for you to communicate with your PT clients to help them understand why they need Juice Plus. And the questions that you want to focus on are 18 and 19. You don't want to spend much time on anything else. Okay, so what you want to do, this is the process. So in your PT sessions, so for those of you who haven't yet done this yet, what I'm going to invite you to do is update your Google contact list with all your clients. Okay, you're going to print that many nutrition assessments out. And all leaders that are listening now, if you want to follow up with all your team to ensure they're doing this, you're going to see a lot of product coming through over the next 2, 3, 4 weeks from this strategy. And moving into January, ready for our new fast tracks that we've re-entered into for those in the cumulative. Okay, so what I want to do, in the PT session, I strongly suggest you do it in the PT session face-to-face. It's persuasion or negotiation or sales 101. If you want a yes answer, are you more likely to get it over the phone or in person or through email? I had one person a few weeks ago make the mistake by sending these out as an email and wondered why she never got any reply. Okay, it's absolutely critical you get them to fill this out face-to-face. Okay, 5 minutes and we'll be finishing up, guys. And the way we do that is in a PT session. Always do it towards the end because we know there's going to be endorphins rushing and they're going to be a little lightheaded and so forth. But what you want to do is at the beginning of the session, you just want to explain that, let's say their name's Tom. So, hey, Tom, what I want to do today is we're going to finish up the session 5 minutes early. So I've just got a bit of a questionnaire that I want you to fill out to find out a little bit more about your nutrition so I can more effectively help you achieve your XYZ results, your weight loss results or bulk up results or whatever they are. Is it okay if we spend 5 minutes going through nutrition at the end of the session? Are they going to say no? Of course not, right? They're not going to say no to that. So you finish up 5 minutes early, don't do too much of a cool down, and then you get them to, if you need 10 minutes, then maybe you need 10 minutes, okay? For those who do back-to-back half-an-hour sessions, it might just be a matter of squeezing them in. It will make all the difference in the world doing this face-to-face, and you kind of need to do it, otherwise you're just not going to get the most out of this. So then what you do is you sit down, you get them to fill it out really quickly. They're all tick boxes mainly anyway, aren't they? So it's only going to take 2 minutes to finish it. Then you briefly go through it, yeah, good, good, good. And then when you get to the question 18 and 19, you don't want to feed it back to them. You want to ask them, so how many pieces of, I focus on the veggies because most people are going to eat 1 or 2 pieces of fruit, so the leverage isn't the same. But here, this is the leverage, question 19 especially. How many pieces of veggies do you eat a day, Tom? 2 or 3? How many serves? 2 or 3? Do you think that's enough? No. Get them to say it themselves. You don't want to advise or teach them or deliver anything. You want them to say everything. You just need to ask them the questions that lead to the answers. Okay. For example, how many pieces of vegetables, serves of vegetables are you having a day? 2 or 3. Do you think that's enough, Tom? No. How many do you think you should be having? Guess what? They're going to look down and see more than 7. You're going to say yes. And well, why do you think it's important for you to have 7 or more? And they'll come up with some reasons, and because of my health and antioxidants and nutrients, and say, and that's right, Tom. And also, by not doing that, you're going to be at much higher risk of cancer, heart disease, cardiovascular issues, diabetes, and you're going to be at much larger risk of that. And to be honest, by eating 7+ fruit and veg a day, or 10+ fruit and veg a day, there's a massive chance that you're going to increase your life expectancy by 5, 10, or even 20 years. So, I mean, what would that really mean for you? Okay, what would it really mean for you to be able to live longer and to live healthier? How do you think it's going to make you feel if you were to eat that much fruit and veg? How would it make you feel? Oh, yeah, I feel great. I feel fantastic. Okay. What are you missing out on now by not eating like that? How are you feeling now? Oh, I'm feeling run down. So get them to say it themselves. Okay, so it's really important for you to have more than 7 veg a day and 3 fruit. But you know what, Tom? Not even I have 70+ fruit and veg a week. So to be honest, most personal trainers don't themselves. 2 to 5% of the world's population do. What I'm really passionate about is nutrition and overall health. Fitness is one element, but nutrition is incredibly important. And we know that if you're not getting those micronutrients, you're not getting the phytonutrients, you're not getting that, you're at much greater risk of diabetes, heart disease, cancer, and all that. Talk about homeostasis and so forth. So to bridge the gap, what I actually do, and this is the part, guys, that's really important, and I know a couple of you guys have been using this, like Bryce, with incredible results. What I actually do, because I don't even do that myself, and I don't know about you, but I want to live longer. I want to live healthy. I want to have energy. I want to see my grandchildren grow up. So what I actually do to bridge the gap is I take this. Have your Juice Plus in your pocket and pull them out. Your fruit and veg. I actually take these. Hand them one. Okay, hand them one of the bottles. They get the visual and the kinesthetic. This is incredibly powerful. By you handing it to them, them taking it, in their minds, they've already committed. They've already taken it in their hands. It's already in their hands, already looking at it. As far as they're concerned, it's real. It's a yes. Okay, and it sells itself. Then if you want to be really cheeky, like I know a couple of you guys do that, like the NLP stuff, oh, thanks for reminding me, Tom. I actually didn't take my vegetable ones now. I took my fruit ones this morning and popped them in front of him. What's social proof? How powerful is that? Okay, so then you have them there and say, you know what, these are only $2.50 a day, less than $2.50 a day, and we can make sure that you are getting enough micronutrients. And this is going to help you achieve your results in our training as well because of X, Y, Z, and you give them 2 or 3 reasons. All we need, Tom, to get you started, okay, is your credit card details, and it'll just come out of that account each month. Okay, now do you have those details on you, or do you need to call your bank or give them a double bind? Okay, and you'll normally get the details there and then. Most of you that have direct debit set up will actually already have their details. Okay, and all you need to do is get the yes and say, look, what I'll do is I'll sign you up. One of three things is going to happen. They're going to say yes. You go, okay, look, I'm going to sign you. I'm going to organise it tonight. Save you time. I know you're busy. I just need those details. I'll order your product for you tonight. You'll have it within 5 business days. They normally get it sooner. Okay, and then you take them through the program, the effect program, whatever, from there. Now, 2, they'll say, you know, I'm not really interested. Okay, now this is where overcoming objections might help. And what I'm going to do is directionalize you to the NLP Advanced Sales webinar I did, part 4 and 5. I posted in the Team JP Facebook group recently. It's a whole heap of one-liners to overcome that. That's pretty much a full webinar in itself. Okay, 3rd thing is they want to think about it. Now, you're probably going to get a lot of this. Now, this is critical as well, and we're finding this works incredibly well. Skype is great. It's awesome. The problem is I find a lot of people aren't on there, and it's hard to communicate with people. So what we do is I say, look, you want to think about it. What I'm going to do tonight is I'm going to send you a message on Facebook. If they're not yet on Facebook, you need to add them as a friend straight away. Send you a message on Facebook. I actually have a script I use with all my guys. If you guys want it, post in the event after this, and I'll send it through to you with a link to the Team JP opportunity, which is actually this site here. You want to send them a link to the Become a Franchise. Okay, so you send them a message. Thanks for your interest or your fascination in Juice Plus. Please find attached a quick video here. You see here, there's a quick video here on the product and a quick video on the business opportunity as well. So send them to that, and because what will happen is they might even watch the business opportunity and go, well, tell me about that, and they might even jump on board from there. Send them a link to that. Then what you do is you update your Google contact list that night. And the following day, you follow up on them, you give them a call. Did you have the opportunity to watch that video? Okay. Use your one-liners in the overcoming objections. What's the one thing you need to ask me now that lets you know that you're ready to get started? And organize a Juice Plus now. Okay, follow up on that. To make it even easier, what I strongly recommend when you send that Facebook message to them with your script and the link to this page is you also add Juice Plus expert, what I call a Juice Plus expert, and an upline or a team member upline. Okay, so if you've got 3 or 4 people in the group Facebook thread, then you can feed off that. There's always someone that can answer any questions that person has, and everybody else, we can all work together to create a team to guide that person through easily getting their details and then getting them on board as a customer. Okay, so that's the process with the nutrition assessment. Again, you're going to have the recording, you can go through it again. You've got the overcoming objection one-liners there. I just want to leave you with one last thing. The task for the next week is get your Google contact list up to date and get all your downline doing it as well. Okay, and then getting every single one of your PT clients that you haven't yet gone through this process with to fill out the nutrition assessment. So we all need to print them up today and tomorrow and go through this next week. I'm looking forward to watching everyone fire up, as John would say, over the next week. Yeah, and getting all these customers on board. So many of you are so close to promotions, it's ridiculous. Pretty much everyone that's listening now is due for a promotion this month or next month. Okay, and even if you're in the cumulative, we can fast track you after December 15th and get you promoted in January. Please know that I'm always here for anything you need. One last thing, if I could share with you a cool strategy to get 25 to 50% of your customers right now over as franchisees, would that be okay? How many customers do you have right now? Again, you want to update that in your Google contact list, in here in your qualifying chart. How many customers do you have right now? So let's say you have 14 customers. Have you spoken to any of those customers about the franchise or business opportunity? Are any of them raving on about Juice Plus? Are they raving fans? Are they loving Juice Plus? If so, you could be missing out on a great opportunity to help them create enough passive income so they don't have to work to create it. Did you know that 1 out of every 5 homes in Australia has a home business operating from it? Did you know that 1 out of every 3 in America